Yo, 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 yo.
Whoa. Wow. Jumping right into it. Hello and welcome back. We're the Tough Cut Podcast, and I'm Matthew.
I'm Jakey.
I'm the silent voice in the darkness.
What the
You
heck?
okay? You okay over there?
That's not the voice we're used to. Alex is out, but because he's sick, we brought in a lovely, wonderful guest to come help us out here today.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hello. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know you
There's a
only
lot.
came on the show for Alex, and we apologize. But
Yeah, I needed to get that signed, sealed, and delivered. Unfortunately,
yours.
but that's okay. Like I'm here with the other champions as well. That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah,
You're not the autographs that I wanted, but
we already locked you in with a contract for this one, so
Yeah,
unfortunately you
but
can't back out now.
it's like going to a nice convention and they have the B actors.
you think we're B? That's the kindest thing you've ever said.
I was thinking I was going to be the red shirt from Star Trek autograph here.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, who are you? What's
Who
going
are you?
on here?
Who are you? Why did you come here? Who are you?
I'm Justice. My name is Ernell Pearson. I'm one of the owners and co-hosts of a other nerdy, ridiculous podcast known as Good Kraken, where we do video game and general nerd culture news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear. That's our catch slogan in case anyone wants to know. We are actually we're the C actors at the convention. Fun fact,
Because we
it's
want to
crazy.
see more of you. Aww.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're Elias and Clerks. That's and we dish out fun little stuff, kind of keep up with our modern day, MCUs and DCEUs and all the good stuff rolling out as it comes along. We've got a real busy schedule in the past couple of months between summertime game announcements and like all the Marvel content rolling out. It's been keeping us pretty busy. I'm pretty tired these days.
It's been pretty insane. I loved Miss Marvel. This is just like a side thing, but like I thought
It's
that
so
shit
good.
was phenomenal. And my friend did the special effects on it. Actually, it was just really cool.
No way, that's so dope, dude. The special
I know.
effects on it were actually really rad. I was pretty stoked about it.
It was pretty fun.
The craziest thing here today that you're here, Ernell, is that we're talking about DC movies. So right up
shit.
your alley. Wow.
Let's go.
We
I'm
got a
here for
cut of
it.
the Flash movie. We're gonna review it.
That's fine. I'm here for it. We're gonna do this,
Dude.
Yeah, so today we are talking the DC movies, but not just any DC movies. We went up against the insurmountable challenge of finding the worst the DCU has to offer.
Yeah,
And
we did.
Dug some real trenches to find these bad boys.
Oh man.
This is going to be a good one, a lot of fun. So coming at you in today's episode, we've got Green Lantern 2011 versus Steel 1997, and then in the second half of the episode, we've got Batman and Robin 1997 versus Wonder Woman 1984, 2020. So it should be a lot of fun. This will be like a self-contained mini bracket, so we're going to get all the way to the finals here, and it should be a good time. And Ernell's here to help us along the way.
Is it gonna be a good time?
It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a great
It's gonna
time.
be awesome. It's gonna be fun.
We'll have fun. The movies, on the other hand.
Yeah, the poor audiences that watch them, including us. I definitely paid money to see Green Lantern opening night, but we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that.
Fun fact. I'm just gonna say fun fact about Green Lantern.
Oh, nice.
I was at camp. I was working, not even working. I was a camper at a camp
Summer
when
camp.
this came out. Summer camp, yeah, summer camp.
Green Lantern camp,
Yeah, Green Lantern camp.
Aspiring.
And it came out during the summer, and we had like a one day out of the camp where we could go into the town and go see like a movie or do a thing.
Harry Potter? What? One out of school year, you can go to Hogsmeade? What?
Yeah, my parents never signed the form, so I had to
They
stay.
did,
Yeah. No, but I actually begged for the movie for us to watch to be Green Lantern, and I caused our whole camp cohort to go watch.
You damned all of them.
Green Lantern.
Every single one of them damned.
And then we all came out of that movie and just kind of sat there in the little arcade section and be like, we don't even want to play.
There's nothing else left for us.
There's nothing else.
The tire swings one less than before.
Yeah, so with that stunning review, I'll jump into things and introduce Green Lantern here. So Green Lantern, released in 2011, directed by Martin Campbell. Wow, so much talent packed into one little movie. Basically, this follows the story of the Green Lantern Corps. They're protectors of the universe made by a bunch of old guys, old alien guys. Ryan Reynolds, a pilot from Earth, becomes the first human Green Lantern, and he fights Parallax, who is evil and powered by fear. So I picked this movie because I think, much like everyone else who's seen it, just like Jake echoed, I remember seeing this when it came out, and it just kind of stuck with me as like a stinky fart of a movie.
Stinky fart.
Nice. That's the best part. Yeah.
Got him, roasted.
Killing it.
It is, just kind of chock full of awkward CGI, bad performances, and pointless bullshit. So it's a really good time. What were your guys' reactions rewatching this?
Oh, goodness.
Jake,
you
go for it. I mean, I already said, like, I watched this. I made people watch this, and I had to apologize.
To 2011 when you watched it,
like,
you made people watch it this time too.
I didn't. You pitched it.
Oh no!
Maybe I'm in a cycle. I watched this movie and I'm like, to me, this is what it took to get us Free Guy. This is. That's what
Green Lantern walked so Free Guy could run. Yeah. That's a compelling argument.
The fact that Taika Waititi and Ryan Reynolds are in a movie and it sucks, that's kind of awful, right? Like, that's...
What a thought. Who would have thought?
What a thought. And yeah, if you would have showed me this movie and been like, do you want to see more of Taika Waititi and Ryan Reynolds? The answer may shock you.
Actually, fun fact, direct sequel, Free Guy to Green Lantern. It's crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, way better movie. I liked Free Guy, but it was just a bunch of stupid fun. How about you, Ernell? What do you think of Green Lantern?
Oh, that's a great question. Green Lantern.
That's a good review so far.
That's about as far as I can really get with my thought process. I mean, Peter Sarsgaard sips on that martini like a weird alien space dog. So that's good for him. But I think this movie it's fun for what it is, and at the time I'm sure everyone was super excited to be like, fuck yeah, Green Lantern, dude. But I mean, you could just see Ryan Reynolds just like he's just ruining the moment in every scene. The
weirdest thing, all those moments when it was just like CGI Ryan Reynolds. He too looks like he's ruining being virtually projected into the film.
Yeah. What's up with Ryan Reynolds? And like, he's so lucky he got Deadpool, because X-Men Origins, Wolverine, like that.
Cinematic perfection. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot Will.i.am's magnum opus in that movie. Right?
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
My bad.
Perfect.
My bad.
Yeah, of course.
That's on me. It's a movie. It's a movie.
Yeah. With those. Sorry, go ahead, Ernell.
No, it's okay. Thank you. It's just unfathomable to me how they green screen on the majority of this movie. It's incredible work. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll jump to introducing Steel in a second here, but it's like truly baffling to me the number of scenes that are just like a place on Earth that they're just like, no locations needed. We're just going to throw a green screen up and pretend like that this office overlooks some kind of airstrip.
I just fully believe that DC, like, it's movies like this where I believe that they don't want a franchise. They don't want one. Like, they have so much money and they're just like,
Did you see that post-credits scene? they're really trying to build Sinestro up to be the villain in Green Lantern too. I'm still
perfect,
waiting
man.
for it.
Yeah.
They should make a sequel. They should do it.
They should
make a sequel.
They should do a prequel too, directly connecting the story behind Ryan Reynolds' father being blown up in a plane after the most wonderful scene of giving his son a jacket and saying, "Keep it warm for me."
Yeah, he kept it real warm.
It's the equivalent of I'm gonna get a carton of milk and a pack of cigarettes at the store. Like I'll be back.
Yeah. Sorry, kid.
It's like such a horrifically ham-fisted scene of just like I just don't understand the connection of why now is he having this flashback. It's like purely for the audience's sake that it happens then. Whatever. Either way. Jumping into the other side of this matchup, we've got Steel, 1997. So this was Alex's pick, directed by Kenneth Johnson. When a renegade military reject puts in new superweapons in dangerous hands, John Henry Iron becomes Steel, wearing body armor, wielding a fearsome electro hammer, and riding a gadget-packed motorcycle. He's ready to wage war. If he can fix the untimely glitches in his untested gear. I had never seen Steel before. I don't know how.
What?
Had you guys seen this before?
I'm so sorry. Yes,
I have. Yeah. Between Ernell and I, we both have done, like, for sure. I could tell.
Yeah, for sure.
I was pretty fucking baffled watching this movie.
That'll do it.
I have a lot you questions.
Well, he answers them in the movie. He explicitly
Are you defending it right out the gate? He was like, "Well, actually,"
he explicitly says, "I can never make that free throw," which is perfectly meta in a world in which Shaquille O'Neal is a superhero. Yeah, he sure can't, you know?
He sure can't. Yeah, it's one of his characteristics, one of his defining character moments. Yeah, so this was not good. It's really all I can manage.
I'm sorry you had experienced this in adulthood for the first time.
Yeah. I feel like the only way to save this is to watch it as a kid and be like, "Big Shaq, that's fun."
Go back in time, Dan.
That's the only way anyone could enjoy. Do you think Shaq showed this to his kids? Like, do you think?
Absolutely. And he was proud of it. He had a smile on his face while he did it. It was
You
great.
think he really thought this was gonna jumpstart like his rocketing to the top of the acting sphere?
I don't think Shaq thinks.
He invests in lots of.
You're correct, Jake. You're completely correct.
Dead stop.
I think in a different multiverse, I like to pretend that Shaq did make it. This movie did skyrocket him, and he was actually Blade. He was also Shaft much later. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal as Shaft. Yeah, we don't need Sam Jackson anymore. I mean, we have Shaq.
Yeah. Part of me feels like he may have actually auditioned for both of those parts. You know.
You know, probably. He. He was also the entire cast of Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah, I remember him in Norbit. That was pretty big. That was pretty big.
Norbit, yeah.
It's a real good moment. Yeah, so jumping into comparing these two movies, I'm personally not even really sure where to begin.
That's fair.
I have a good one. Yeah,
go for it.
What the fuck's up with both their costumes? What is this? what is both their You have DC, whatever characters. They're supposed to look cool. That's the one thing. Just make the suit look cool. That's all I care about. Okay. Yeah. Shaq looked like he went to a junkyard.
Well, he did. That's in the story. That's in the movie.
No, like Shaq himself went to a junkyard. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
I can't make that free throw.
Rolled around, fired the costumer, and it was like, "Nah, dude, this big Shaq gonna do this." Yeah. Yeah. And then Ryan Reynolds, I don't even know what?
Green screen.
I'll come out the gate. Got to come out the gate hard because we got to keep some pace here as we discuss these. I found Green Lantern far more watchable than Steel.
Bold.
Steel was tough for me. I felt like fucking nothing was happening for so much of that movie. And anytime there was like an action sequence and whatever, I'm like, this is some of the genuine worst fight choreography I have ever seen.
You think they're gonna make Shaq move? That's the thing. They can't have a body double for Shaq. So they can't. So you have to have Shaq do his own stunts.
I actually never thought about that. That's a good point.
You can't do it.
I mean, they at least could have done something for the slowest chase scene to have ever hit theaters ever.
Oh my god!
the train yard scene is probably one of my favorite experiences from that year. Not that I remember any of the other experiences from that year. But
yeah, one of the real highlights of '97.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, along with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Yeah, it was great. The chase scene was immaculate. The helicopter coming down is probably another ode to greatness as well. Because the helicopter falls, he goes to save the cop, and somehow, some way, found out he had the ability to leap 40 feet horizontally to save police officers from a falling helicopter. And then I can't remember a lot of this movie, but I can't remember.
I was blasted when I was watching this movie. It's the only way to get through.
I can't remember exactly if he winks or nods at the cop he saved, but that was also some just peak cinema there after saving the cop. And he's like, wait, I think you're Shaquille O'Neal. And he just gives him, I am. I can't make that free throw. That's it. Yeah, that's the movie, man.
Oh my god. What I will say for Steel,
say it, preach it.
The ending climax, it's literally like 10 minutes of the movie. It's like, man, do they pack a lot of shit into that one sequence. You know, you get the completion of Shaq's arc. He makes that free throw.
Oh yeah,
you know? He does. He sure does.
After they wait around for literally 30 seconds with a live grenade that just doesn't explode.
That was also CGI. He didn't make it in real life.
Which is also fucking miraculous to me, because this guy has like magic everything. The entire movie has a magic button that takes elevators down. He has magic guns that blow people 80 feet through the air. He has magic everything. And suddenly this one thing just curses him, puts him in the ground, you know. It's very unfortunate he didn't invest into the final 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And then the wheelchair reveal that they've been working on all film, you know, I to Steele's credit, I will give that moment made me genuinely lose my shit. As she just flips the thing up and immediately starts blasting rockets every which way. That made the previous 75 minutes of movie all worth it, man.
They were inspired by Transformers.
Yeah.
The toys, to be clear.
Not the movies.
Is that clear? Is that clear?
Was that clear? Well, so you're saying Green Lantern. What parts did you enjoy?
The one guy got big brained. That was pretty cool.
Like literally?
Is that the phrase for that?
Yeah.
I mean, his brain literally fucking grew. Also, Parallax does the fucking suck and sucks their skeletons out.
You like the suck. Awesome. I know you like the suck. That's canon. I was
like, hell yeah, I want to play with some bones.
What?
That's what you took from that. Okay.
Kidding. Comedic opportunities I never miss.
Yeah, right. Comedic, right. You want to play with some bones?
Play with some bones.
In your defense, I can say that Green Lantern does do a couple of things good. I can say that their choice of the villain, like, based strictly off, you know, comic canon, I'm sure was an okay choice. They did that all right. There's some Ryan Reynolds-esque moments that hit like Ryan Reynolds-esque moments in the right way. And that's it. That's all.
That's all he's got. That's all he can defend. Which,
Yeah.
so I think,
yeah.
I think for me, it really comes down to, in general, I found Green Lantern more watchable, but the final 10 minutes of Steel were the most fun I had watching both of these movies, I think.
Oh.
So, you know,
okay.
like, how do you weigh that? What
Mhm.
are your thoughts, Jake? You've been stewing over there.
Yeah, it's like, do you think that Green Lantern is gonna enter that like portion where all of a sudden it's gonna be like, but it was good? Like people would be like, no, I'm sorry, but like this was a good movie.
Well,
Like
Zack Snyder didn't direct it, so it doesn't get the same.
that's true. It doesn't get the whole
fanboys
like
out there defending
Jesus
it.
Christ.
You just have to listen to his artistic vision. We didn't get a single Snyder film in these, and I'm a little disappointed.
I mean, it's been almost 30 years that nobody said that about Steels. I don't know if
True.
it's gonna have the same
That's
forgiveness.
Well, that's the thing.
unfortunately.
Like, I feel like Green Lantern gets a benefit because it came out a little later and it had a better casting. I just think Shaq is a funny casting, but he sucks. He sucks. And where like as Ryan Reynolds not that casting, like Jacoby in it, like Blake Live, whatever. Like those are, I've seen them being good things. So
Yeah.
occasionally, like Ernell said, occasionally they'll be good.
It's interesting because it's like conceptually the cast. I mean, even like I joked on him. Martin Campbell's like made good movies. Like in theory, it should be a good movie, but there was clearly something else going on that was just bottoming Green Lantern. Whereas I feel like every piece of Steel was set up for that movie to fail.
But I think they knew it would fail. I think Shaq literally bullied people into making that movie. Like
really
I think
flexed it what knowledge and power he's got.
Yeah, I think Shaq bullied people into making that movie, and they also were smart enough to know that he wouldn't know the difference between a good and bad movie when shooting it, and so they gave him like no tools to make it a good movie. Whereas, I feel like Green Lantern,
it was all that
like
studio meddling that made Steel fail. If Shaq got to see his vision.
Imagine if Shaq wrote the script. You're telling me you wouldn't watch that movie?
In my head canon, he did. Like in my own little universe, Shaq wrote the movie, directed it. He filmed it too. He filmed it himself. Was why we have so many weird Dutch angles in this damn movie.
You want to know what else Kenneth Johnson, the director of Steel, directed?
Oh no, tell us.
This is more for the benefit of the Tough Cut fans out there. But Xenon Girl, the 21st Century.
What the fuck?
Were both directed by Kenneth Johnson.
Are you
That's a good
serious?
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Wow. Xenon?
Well, he also wrote this movie, so he might just be a huge Steel fan.
I don't think that's a sentence.
He's like okay. So Ernell, as the you got the pop culture edge here. Have you read a Steel comic?
No. I didn't think people actually read the Steel comics past 1994. But it's, granted, coming out in 97, sure, maybe he was kind of gave it some leeway after the last comic. Was like, I'll give it some time to stew in case the fan base grows for this just incredible comic line.
Well, unfortunately, the comic line was put in the ground in 98. So,
yeah.
Did this
So
movie
Steel
kill
killed
the
it.
Steel comics?
Steel
killed Steel.
Holy shit.
Oh no. It was it actually
Wow.
Steel there, or was it Ray J playing in a movie role for the very first time?
110% rage, eh?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I do think we need
we
to
have
vote,
to vote.
though.
Yeah, it's a speed bracket.
let's
We
do
gotta
it.
vote.
Anyone know what they want to vote for right out the gate?
Shit.
Jake,
Yeah.
start us
All
off.
right, Jake,
Start
do
us
it.
off.
Do
I'll do it. I'll do it right out the gate. I don't give a shit. Feel like I have a sniper.
It's a rubber steel
like
suit,
aimed
Jake.
at my head.
It's perfect. It was perfect.
I gotta vote for Steel. I had a more fun time watching Steel than Green Lantern. Something about like the modern edge of like Green Lantern, even if it was like objectively better, I don't give a shit about. but Steel feels like a cult classic to me.
That's like a Silent Hill cult
So-
classic.
That's
there
where
with
I'm
the Kill
at.
Bills, yeah. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you settled in your mind, Ernell?
You know what? I think so. Yeah.
Go for it.
I am going to have to go with Steel as well.
Wow.
So Green Lantern
Oh,
for me, I
shit.
feel like does not have enough memorable parts in it, while Steel, as one Jake said, has just a party of a time in the right setting. I was not inebriated during this movie and still was like, what in the fuck am I watching right now? And it was fun for what it was. I think back in 97, I could imagine my 7-year-old self thinking that it was just the coolest thing to ever happen and being so wrong. But then many years later, seeing Green Lantern, I went into this movie not remembering a majority of Green Lantern that wasn't the big brain villain and the ridiculous setup for a potential sequel in the post-credit scene that basically explained nothing to anyone that had not read any Green Lantern comic at any point or another. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Steel as well.
I think controversially, I think you made a real good point on in the right setting. If I had had friends to watch Steel with, I guarantee it would have been a great time. Yeah, exactly.
I would have a better
I
drinking
don't think
game
the same
to
is true for
Steel
Green
than
Lantern.
to
So you know what? I'm
Green
going to vote
Lantern.
for Steel. I think that there's a higher ceiling there for enjoyment. I think you kind of opened my brain
Okay, all right.
to see in the angle there. So with that, Steel advances to our best of the worst DCU.
All right, let's do it.
And we've got some other movies on the other side of this. Jake, do you want to go ahead and introduce Batman and Robin?
Yeah, 110% I do. This movie holds a fucking special place in my heart. This is Batman and Robin, 1997, Joel Schumacher. Oh yeah, baby.
Yep.
It's George Clooney Batman, Chris O'Donnell Robin. And they gotta foil the schemes of there's a bunch of villains in here. You got Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then you got Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy, and then you got also Bane. Who they do a
We'll
terrible
unpack
job at.
that, Jake, because I've got thoughts.
Yeah, wrestler Bane. Yeah, and also
Right,
Batgirl's
she
here.
She sure does show up.
Alicia Silverstone.
She sure does.
This movie, to my knowledge, to my memory, this was my first Batman movie that I have ever seen. This is my first Batman content, and I love Batman. And this movie made me love it. As a kid, I was like, this shit is so funny. This is so fun, but in like a terrible way. Like I look at it and I'm like, I think it's a bad movie, but in the funniest way. Like I think it is a campy, bad movie. They do so much. Like now that I know good Batman content, I think Batman and Robin is bad. But before, when I knew nothing, I'm like, I'm having a fun time. So that's how I feel about it. There are problems with this movie, and people hate some of the performances, but I think they're some of the best. Arnold Schwarzenegger, best Mr. Freeze we've gotten.
Like $20 million of the budget to be in this movie, dude. I can't believe he walked away with that.
Yeah,
that is
blew the
highway
money.
robbery, my guy.
And I don't think he's pulling back. I think he gives the performance of a lifetime.
Oh my
Everybody
gosh.
chill. Yeah, great.
What
Nice
killed the
to meet you.
dinosaurs?
Anyway,
the Ice
love it.
So
the Ice Age.
I think that this movie treads such a fine line in tone between like genuine camp and non-genuine or unintentional camp, and like it's like somehow like down that straight perfect line, it just ends up being really fun. It's very dumb, but bat credit cards, bat nipples, like there's
dude,
there's
iconic.
This is an interesting one.
Not even just bat nipples, but like quick, hard close-ups of bat nipples in very what felt like half purposeful, and only half.
It's so funny thinking about how they shot it, like from a technical perspective, they had to like do that where he turned at his nipples and the camera zoomed his nipples probably a couple takes.
Yeah.
Probably like a couple to nail it, and that's hilarious to me. That's
Big
hilarious.
George, give us a turnaround.
But yeah, Ernell, what do you think? Like what's your impressions? What's your relationship to this movie?
So this movie also was essentially the first Batman experience I ever had as a kid. So it also kind of holds a little bit of a special place in my heart too. Obviously, as watching it as an adult was a very, very different experience than what I had as a young lad. But I mean, to this day, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze is probably one of my favorite worst things to ever happen in Hollywood. But just an absolute, just terrible event to have happened. I even have like a list of his quotes here that are some of my favorite. Always winterize your pipes. He says as he breaks out of a prison cell, the Iceman cometh.
That is golden. That line is so good.
Tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming. Are you kidding me? This movie gets such little respect when it deserves so much more.
And it's the delivery too. Like if you just said those lines, it's fine. But the fact that it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's fucking wild delivery inspired.
In a post Predator world, he gave us that performance. And just incredible. Bane was absolutely criminal.
That was criminal. That's the worst part of this movie. When I look back, I'm like, I hate that.
Yeah, that was real bad. Uma Thurman, I think, is pretty consistently a pretty damn good actress. So I can't ever really give her like any dismay one or the other. I do think a lot of the movie was unfortunately bogged down by some pretty interesting I want to be Sam Raimi writing that was almost to the point that it was kind of uncanny valley in and of itself. But yeah, I mean there's some good stuff that it does, and I think it just kind of falls into the fact of that mid to late 90s superhero stuff that we had going on, that Blade was kind of the only thing that walked away from it with a good head on its shoulders. You know, everything else kind of just was interestingly not doing the thing.
They were throwing literal shit at a wall and hoping it sticks.
Yeah, they tried. They really did. Yeah. They did a thing.
Well, it's up against another movie, and Ernell, you brought this one to our eyes. So, would you like to introduce it?
I sure would love to do that, my friend. So, I picked out a wonderful WW84, aka Wonder Woman 1984, which I don't know why they had to go with the interesting little subtext there. But yeah, this follows us with our Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman, living amongst the mortals in the wonderful 1980s of the United States. Oh man, that they did not use in any context.
They put all those people in little 80s outfits. They tried super hard.
Yeah, they did.
Remember when they're at the mall?
Yeah, so much 80s stuff.
1980s mall looked pretty 1980s. You could say. She has come into her full abilities after having come out of Wonder Woman, and that's shown wonderfully until she runs into a one Maxwell Lord. Played by the wonderful Pedro Pascal, because life is good, but it could be better. Was probably one of my favorite DC lines that have ever been had. When Maxwell Lord gets his hands on a nice crystal that allows him to grant people any wish they want and trade for the things that he wants instead, and not everything is what it seems.
And Cheetah's there too.
This experience. Oh goodness. I need to make sure that we bring it to everybody's attention that there is one specific scene in this movie that I think is probably the worst thing to have happened in a DC film in a very, very long time. Probably since Steel. And that is the scene in which she is hopping over tank convoys, like Humvee convoy, to notice, oh, wow, there's some small Middle Eastern children playing in the road, and they don't see this convoy. They don't see it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
It was actually a small school for children who can't see good. And so she sees the children obviously before they do, so she goes to save them, uses the rope of truth. Oh my God, it's such a great scene. And she swings like Spider-Man to save these children who suddenly, in the act of rolling to save them, are revealed as just obvious dummies. I think this one scene kind of sums up my thoughts on this movie, why I wanted to bring it to the table, because oh boy, is this movie bad.
Yeah, this movie, if you don't mind me, Matthew, jumping in.
Yeah,
absolutely. Go for it,
Jake.
This one makes me angry. Like there is, especially because of how recent it is and what they're doing with the DCEU and all the stuff and all again, DC does not want a franchise. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, what executives they have, but this is like awful stuff. Yeah. And like stuff like that, like how are you going to make the first Wonder Woman was good. It was a good movie. Like
Very good.
People like that sprung Gal Gadot up, further, whatever. She made her own choices for other things, but whatever. And like, it was like exciting. Chris Pine was like exciting, but they just like doubled down on the weirdest shit. They made very weird choices with Chris Pine coming back. That's awful and uncomfy. There's one scene though. There's one scene that sticks out to me as atrocious. There's others, and I'm gonna talk about them because I genuinely do not like this movie.
I love it. Yes.
At the end, Maxwell Lord, whatever, is on that island, far away, whatever, on the thing, and they get rid of it all, whatever, problem solved. And Max is like, oh, I gotta go back to my son. And all of a sudden, the son is roaming around, like it cuts to a scene, he's roaming around, looking around, just a random field. There's no established, we haven't been here before. And all of a sudden, Maxwell Lord just comes out of the bushes. And it's like, son? And they want it to be this big emotional moment. I'm like, you didn't. What is this?
Yeah.
You could have come back to your it feels like it got filmed way later. They're like, oh shit, we gotta probably have him coming back to his son, but we don't have the rights to go to this location anymore for his office or something. And it's like you literally just filmed Pedro Pascal coming out of the bushes, and it happened to have his son here. It's like this is the most stupid, right? Like it was frustrating to me how nonsensical even something as small as that was in this movie, and that feels like is indicative of the whole experience for me.
I think that the biggest crime this movie sort of provides for us is it's just complete lack of any real logic throughout the course of its very long 2.5 hours. Oh my God, Jesus, this movie's 2.5 hours, and it feels like it. But they just leaps and bounds over logic, like the whole Chris Pine thing. Jesus Christ. How in the world did they give he's here theoretically, is kind of what they canonized there. This is just the wishes thing. And now suddenly you can just renounce your wish and everything's fine. That's okay, I guess. There's Kristen Wiig being a villain in this movie is just oh my God, it's insufferable. Jake, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. It frustrated me watching this again and being like, God, it's worse the second time.
Yeah,
it's
worse
hurt. The second. Oh,
it
God,
hurt,
man. I don't know, Alex,
Matthew. We've been raving. What do you think? Yeah, he's about to say that he loves it. I'm so scared.
No. Well, this was my first time seeing this movie.
Oh,
and
good for you.
Yeah, I'd been so protected beforehand.
Yeah, mazel tov to that, my friend.
So the big thing I want to cling on to is the comment you made, Ernell, about this movie's internal logic and just total lack of it. So I generally liked the first Wonder Woman. However, I feel like it somewhat similarly to this one comes forward with its theme really early on. Well, there's an important difference in how they handle it. The first one comes forward with its theme. It's look, war is just a thing that people do. You can't just kill the bad guy and then suddenly it's all over. And then the movie mixes its metaphor by having that literally happen, which is my big point of criticism for the first Wonder Woman. I think that's really fucking dumb. In this one, they instead are no, we got bad reviews for the mixed metaphor thing. We'll say it up front. Don't cheat. It's bad. and then we will like literally hit you over the head so many times that is what this is all about. You can't cheat to get ahead. And like that is just every single character's arc, basically. Except Wonder Woman.
They should have figured
except
that
for
out
the main
too.
character.
That was the same theme in Steel, right?
Which who knows? Maybe we'll talk about. And there's just a lot of questions I have, and I don't know, dude.
She answers that in the movie too.
It's just such a poorly constructed film.
It's so
much money was poured into this for this to be the result. Feels bad.
It feels bad. Like it angers me. It really like upsets me like no other how much they're fumbling the bag of really like beloved and awesome characters and good, like potentially really good content. You had so many bones of good content and just like fucking wasted.
Because on paper, this movie should have been it. On paper, this movie was good, and then somewhere along the line, they like did something to the pacing of the plot and like just trying to make things make sense when they shouldn't have made sense at all. She suddenly learned how to fly. You're telling me she's been alive on this planet for so many years and she didn't know how propellers worked until now? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, it was so bad, dude. That scene should have been so cool. And she pulled out, I was like, watching it again, I was like, oh wow, I forgot about this scene. How does she pull off this learning how to fly? She remembers Chris Pine theoretically being there, but not really, telling her, oh, you just gotta catch the wind. You just gotta catch the wind. And she's like, all right, I'll catch the wind. And I'm like, cool, she's gonna dive, and then suddenly she's gonna learn that she had the ability to fly the entire time. Nope. She has a propeller on hand, and somehow, some way, just found out helicopters are a thing. Sorry, Diana.
So stupid. And they hype up that big like her like armor too, that whole like thing, and then she just like sheds that shit, and it's just like, what was the point of that?
Where did she get the armor?
And it was just stashed. It was just in that room, right? It was
also,
she was just
on the whole Asteria thing. They show the cut to like, oh yeah, here's our history. I can show you it with the lasso. And it's just like 100 dudes beating on one woman as she's like, and she prevented them all from getting the rest of us. I'm like, how? She's just standing there being attacked. Yeah. She can't stop anyone. Like, I don't understand. Why is that the glimpse you filmed to show us, like, you could do anything, literally anything to show that this character is like protecting her people. And you showed her mobbed by 100 folks just hitting her with clubs. That is a bizarre choice. Why is that where your brain goes?
They yada yada this film so much. They think if they could just like throw things that they knew you liked in the old thing in the first one, like it'll be fine. Like the choice to have
Chris Pine.
We should have had him. Maybe in flashbacks, maybe in memories, sure. Whatever. Get your money. Chris Pine is in this movie. But what the fuck? What did you do?
See, you can't cheat to get what you want.
But you can cheat,
You certainly can. Oh my God, I didn't realize. On the point of Cheetah, like I get like comic villain, whatever, but the fact that she wishes to be like the most powerful being, whatever, stronger than anyone, the apex predator, for and no then reason. They turn her into a furry. I'm like, that's what we're going with?
Like, wait, now that you say it like that, yeah, furries are apex predators. To be fair.
You're right. You're so right. We have 20 years of great, horrifying DC villains to give us a representation of what an apex predator could look like, and they picked a small cat.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
And Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
And Kristen Wiig. And you know what? In the beginning, I was feeling it. In the beginning, I was like, all right, Kristen Wiig as a 1980s dweeb in a science lab.
That's her role. That's fine.
I'm here for this. And as it progresses, I'm like, I swear to God, if she ends up in a leather jacket with spikes on it, and lo and behold, do they give us Kristen Wiig in a leather jacket with spikes on it? Oh, what
That's how you show that your character is evil.
I just think that this matchup is so telling to me because this is in my head, like, there are bad movies that are enjoyable and there are bad movies that are just like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Batman and Robin is so fun and so bad. And Wonder Woman 1984 is so disappointing bad. I'm sure Batman and Robin has fans especially when it come out, be like, you ruined Batman, Robin, it's over. Like, whatever.
You gave him nipples.
But like, nah, like I can't. And we have to vote here anyway.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Batman and Robin.
A couple tiny things I want to call out before we vote, just because I'm getting a sense from the crowd here. So they have the flashback scenes at the end, super quick, where Maxwell Lord is like seeing his own past and his own dad who was bad to him, and he's like, I should be a better dad. Did they reveal that he is a bedwetter?
They did do that. That is in fact
such
canon.
A weird detail.
Yeah.
Why?
There's about 18 other ways I'm sure any of us could think of representing why a father would be angry at you. That is not wetting your bed. And that's rude.
It's so weird
to put him on blast like that. But
and then at least he was wandering in the right woods to find his son.
The other two things I want to call it super fast. One, this is like a the movie tries to be like, oh, the world's repaired, everyone renounced their wishes, but they still have like, there's like a random shopping cart in the field. Like, it's clear that like things still happen. How is this not like a monumental historic event that colors the rest of the DC history? Like,
wait, there's DC history?
It's just like,
dude, there's a Snyder cut. Like, there's no timeline. There's no timeline. Michael Keaton is in the Flash movie. There's no timeline.
Is that movie actually,
gonna release, gonna come out? No.
Yeah, probably
and
not.
then the last thing, 84 was an election year. Reagan got his second term. The Star Wars program exists in this universe. So my question to you, is the guy supposed to be Ronald Reagan, or is this a universe where Reagan didn't get a second term? And
and I'm voting for Batman and Robin.
Okay, I was going to try and dissect what Patty Jenkins was trying to tell us about if we didn't give Reagan a second term. But I guess we're not touching that one.
Well, the theme was to not cheat your way to success.
And Ronald Reagan cheated his way.
It's obvious. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, can't believe we elected a movie star. That's crazy. I hope this country never makes a mistake like that again.
Right.
Yeah, especially
make them governors, and that way you can get Mr. Freeze.
Anyway,
exactly.
Vote for. I'm voting for Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin for me as well. I don't think we need to do any more explaining of that. George Clooney nipple. You know what I mean?
George Clooney nipple.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I just had to get those thoughts out. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck in my brain for the rest of my life.
Of course.
Also, Maxwell Lord, Diana Prince. That Anyway, sorry.
But that's on DC Comics, not the movie.
That's true. That's true.
Sure.
So that brings us to our final matchup here. It is Steel versus Batman and Robin. Where do we begin with these boys?
My first thought is, if Shaq played Bane, perfect movie.
Same suit and everything. Yeah. I think we've got a real battle. The battle for 1997, y'all.
True.
This is
they were cooking something up that year.
Movie goers were spoiled in 1997.
Oh my god. I guess I can kick off some stuff here. I think it's interesting to think about that concept, how both these movies were released in the same year. Yeah. And one of these movies looks and feels light years better than the other, right? One of these things is not the same. And I think Batman and Robin for 1997 was a little bit ahead of its time, if I could be completely candid here. This movie did some things that were obviously awkward and weird. It definitely felt like he was trying to be Sam Raimi all over again.
Yeah.
But there's a level of campiness that I think worked in its favor. especially for this time. But the production side of things felt like 2000 rather than 1997, where Steel felt 1992 in 1997. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I can't believe these two movies came out in the same year. I can't believe that shit.
So something I want to double down on, because I think the like sets in Batman and Robin and like the shots of the city and stuff, like there's a lot of like interesting things going on with the like world they're trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm like genuinely curious what this version of Gotham is like. Like there's some things that Batman and Robin very much does well. So I get that vibe that the like production side is kind of ahead of it. But there's also the piece that Batman and Robin, you know, had a $150 million budget and Steel had a $16 million budget. So they're playing different ball games, you know?
I mean, in this universe, there's only one absolute. Everything freezes. And that was a word-for-word quote from one Mr. Freeze in the movie. In case anyone at home did not know that, which you should not. I hope you don't.
Here's the thing. I would recommend people to watch Batman and Robin. I would not recommend anybody to watch Steel.
That's fair. I think that's
unless you are gonna watch Steel with like a rowdy group of friends at like, it's got to be. I don't know if you guys have shared this experience, but like the like 3 a.m. movie where you've just been like hanging out with friends and you just are scrolling some streaming service and just like throw some shit on. I feel like Steel could slot really well into the late night weirdness. I would watch Batman and Robin again during the day.
I mean,
with no shame. With no shame.
Curtains
all the way up. Anyone could,
He's wearing Michael Keaton's Batman suit. Just it's funny you mention that, because I feel like both of these movies kind of fit in that place too. I just think Batman and Robin also doubles as a movie that you can actually just kind of casually watch if you want to feel a little nostalgia in your life. You know what I mean? I mean, what more could you ask for besides Uma Thurman, excuse me, catwalking from a flower?
I love it. I think it's so, like, her performance is so fun to me. Like, I think it's, she's the right amount of eco-terrorist for me, you know?
Right.
Honestly, the fact that the overarching plot here is they want to save the planet by killing all the humans, kind of based.
I mean, Thanos was right.
Thanos was right.
Well, shit, wrong universe. I think if there's anything to be said of these two in comparison, right? One, Shaquille O'Neal can't make that free throw. But also, Alicia Silverstone had no business being in this movie. And I think that's kind of like one of its biggest like off-putting things, is that she's kind of a second thought. Batwoman is kind of a second thought in this movie. And I don't know if you guys remember some of the conversation that was happening around her because of this movie. There was a point in halfway through production of this film in which she quote unquote gained a few pounds and got mocked for it by the producers and shit.
Gross.
Oh my god!
Gross.
And the director had to like publicly defend her for like the
Joel
better part
Schumacher.
of a year. Yeah, right. Seriously, for the better part of a year, had to be like, "What the fuck is your guys' problems?" Like, and they like make her a new suit and all this other shit. And it's disappointing to me that the same writers and producers that were mocking her are the same ones that made her just not fit into this movie. And it goes to show like a much deeper problem here. They didn't watch Steel, which represents all of its characters perfectly.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's kind of fucking wild because they're like so fucking awful to her, and then Chris O'Donnell can play a fucking 40-year-old Robin, basically. Like, that shit. That dude is old. I look at that dude as like, you are old.
He's supposed to be like 20 in this movie, and he's definitely like 35.
Yeah.
At the time they like filmed this.
Like, you need to stop. You need to go somewhere. You need to stop.
He also watched Steel in adulthood. Can you believe that? Like how unfortunate for Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, dude. Nuh-uh. Big nuh-uh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess really the comparison to me is kind of, night and day. That's my perspective here. I do want to say Shaq in Steel. That's it.
That's it. That's the end.
That's it. Yeah.
It's
damn.
I don't know.
I feel like Shaq is the only. It's so funny that we're talking about it because I was about to say Shaq is the only redeemable part of that movie, but he's the worst part, or like one of the worst, But it's because of him that like if a rando played Steel, people would not be talking about this movie as much. But the fact that it's Shaq who's doing it. There's something real special about that. We're in Batman and Robin. Yeah, it has the same effect with like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's hilarious. But like, I feel like just the vibe of that whole vibe that they created with the back credit card, the nipples, the Gotham looking like a fucking, I don't even know what it looks like.
Nightclub. It was a nightclub.
Yeah, it looks like a nightclub.
Yeah.
Like there's such personality and bad person. Like it's terrible, but it's like kind of fun. And I feel like just and Ernell was like hinting at this, whatever, as it's just aged better for our taste right now, like for like the camp of like what people like, and the fact that camp is like resurging in such a like big way in like media right now. Whereas Steel is just like, again, it's that shitty 3 a.m. movie that you watch with your friends who you're like, you want to watch a bad movie, which also gets its points. Don't get me wrong, I love that shit. But something about Batman and Robin got that special sauce for me.
Got that special sauce.
Chilled to perfection, as one could say. What about you, man? What are your thoughts? We kind of rambled on. What do you think between these two?
I mean, I think I'm
Yeah.
True.
Right.
That's pretty true, honestly. I think I'm in a pretty similar camp. That's kind of
they put a lot of attention onto having the very first canon guy in the chair being literally in a chair. It's very unfortunate.
Damn.
That they did that. That's weird.
Well, no, they basically guy in the chair to Batgirl. Meaning they put her on the sideline and she sat on the bench the whole movie.
Yeah,
entire movie. Approximately for an hour and 40 minutes, they sidelined her. Jesus Christ. Can you guys believe that movie's 2 hours? Batman and Robin was a 2-hour movie. Back when 2-hour movies was just asinine, right?
Wow.
Like Steel was an hour and 37, and that felt too long, but also felt right. It probably should have been a 30-minute short. Not
a 30. It should have been some NYU film kids thesis film that he had like a connection to Shaq, so we got him in his movie. I don't even know,
maybe BYU, but
maybe
NYU might be giving it too much credit.
Yeah, the Mormons made this movie for sure, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah. Hi, I'm Jonathan. That's the most Mormon name I could think of.
He didn't even like change his voice or anything. He's like, "Hi, I'm Jonathan."
Oh man, I mean, are you guys feeling like it's time to vote? Like, I mean, like I feel like we're all kind of in a real similar boat, right?
There was a foregone conclusion the second these two stepped into the ring. Like.
I wonder what Alex would have thought, man. Would he have defended,
He did say he really liked the music in Steel.
A Tribe Called Quest, that's what he liked.
So beyond that, that's all he left us with.
All right, I like that. I like that a lot.
That's good energy. Good energy.
It's a vibe. It is
so again, I'm voting for Batman and Robin.
That's insane, Jake. Why learn when you can earn? That's what Steel taught me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, I'm gonna vote George Clooney nipple as well.
Yeah, and I am gonna vote for the $6 million credit limit on Batman's credit card. Did he apply for that credit card as Batman?
That's a good question.
As Chris O'Donnell, because he's an old man and can afford that credit, I guess.
With that said, Batman and Robin wins our best to the worst DCU.
Oh, wow. Look at us.
we've got a winner.
We
Who'd have
did
thought?
it.
Not me. You know
Not
what I mean?
me. Not me.
The real winner
Was
is,
us all along.
It's us. It's truly us. It's truly us. It's literally no one else. No one else is having a good time, and
Yeah,
that's okay.
audience included. It's the weirdest thing.
I love it. Ernell, thanks so much for hanging with us and doing
guys,
that.
Thank you. This was fun. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this was great. If people enjoyed you, where can they find more of you?
Yeah, you guys can find us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and all the social places. But we do all of our live content Tuesday through Friday on twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. We record all of our episodes live. All of our episodes go public the next day. You can catch that on your favorite podcast service of choice. And you can also probably catch me somewhere on PlayStation, just hanging out and playing video games and vibing. Stray comes out next week, and that's a game about a futuristic video game cat, and I'm here for that. I'm gonna be playing that for the next week. And tell you what,
I gotta add you on PlayStation. I don't know. I need God of War, dude. That's what I've been thinking about.
When it comes out, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm really
it's
excited.
gonna be good. But yeah, again, guys, thank you for having me on. I've listened to your guys' content like since day one. So when Jake asked me about this, I was like, "Fuck, is that even a question?" Absolutely, I'll do some bullshitting with you guys. And then he brought the DCU thing up, and I was like, maybe not.
Well, you were already locked in at that point.
Yeah,
so.
Let's go. I'm here for it, guys. Thank you again, y'all. I appreciate it.
No, it's so great.
Yeah, it was awesome to have you. Absolute pleasure.
I guess you could check us out too if you like us, at Tough Cup Pod across everything else. We're some guys being dudes. We have very exciting stuff coming this way. We're really excited for people to come with us, and as we continue to grow, it's been over a year. We're just doing this, guys. So it's a great time. Yeah, I feel good. You guys feel good?
I feel wonderful. Your guys' pirate run was a little criminal, but that's
Whoa.
I love it.
Because Muppet Treasure Island
episodes are so good.
Muppet Treasure Island should have done it.
Takes over here.
There's such a good run of episodes. I love it. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Of
Much
course,
love.
of course. Pleasure to have you. And with that.
Yeah, say that thing you were gonna say. Say that thing. That thing you were gonna say. That thing.
The
Iceman
Ice Age.
coming.
Everybody chill.